Alright, so I just wanted to do a quick analysis video on one of my all-time favorite movies, that being, of course, Arachnophobia. Probably, probably one of the movies that I watch at least once or twice a year. And yeah, it's an amazing movie. Surprisingly, when I looked up on Rotten Tomatoes, this movie's got like a 91%, which is amazing. Movie stars Jeff Daniels, it has John Goodman, a lot of like 90s people that weren't really famous, but you would know them if you saw them, like in this movie. Jeff Daniels plays this small-time physician who moves to this fictional town called Kanaima, and while there, he slowly but surely begins to realize that people are dying. Him being the doctor, of course, he has to, deal with the aftermath of all these situations, and he slowly uncovers the disturbing reality that it's actually involved with a deadly strain of spiders that's come from Venezuela, and a unique circumstance that I don't want to spoil for you. But while trying to analyze this movie, I realized that while looking stuff up on arachnophobia itself, like the actual fear of spiders, I realized that 1 in 10 people in the U.S. alone are afraid of insects, and that's pretty daunting when you really think about it. And 40% of those 1 in 10 are actually afraid of spiders. But diving even deeper into that, I uncovered that it's not the actual spider itself that people are afraid of. It's more or less the movement of the spider, and this movie captures that beautifully. Anytime the spiders are on screen, there are actual legit spiders on screen, but they're the tiniest little things, and a lot of it I think is incorporated in CGI a little bit. There's a mechanical spider, there's and all that, but it's the movement of the spider that entices the fear in all of us, not the spider itself. Um, and with that fear, we begin to irrationalize the idea that, oh my god, this thing might kill me, when in reality it won't. And that's what's so profound about this movie, is that it's able to mix comedy and horror in such a leveled way that you're able to realize the absurdity of the situation and the absurdity of your own fear if you're afraid of spiders. Um, yeah, this is again, I'm trying to do more or less a lot of overrated, underrated, forgotten films, and this is, I can say honestly, one of them. Even though it's got a really high Rotten Tomatoes score, um, I do not hear about this movie really anywhere, and a lot of people don't even know about it, which is very sad. Um, yeah, this is again one of those movies where, again, it mixes comedy and horror on such a leveled balance that, again, you're able to appreciate the absurdity of a situation like this, and that it's totally irrational, it's totally implausible, that you're able to you're almost in a state of content with yourself. You're in a state of like um, just calmness. This is a very calm movie, even though there's a lot of horror and there's a lot of comedy elements in it. This is a very, very calm movie. And I'm just going to touch on the ending of this movie. If you haven't seen it, I'm not going to really spoil it for you, but there's a point where obviously Jeff Daniels' character is afraid. He's arachnophobe himself, and this is all about a man's redemption. This is all about a man fighting his own monster. And I'll definitely touch on that with H2O when I do the analysis of H2O, because that movie is very similar in that way to what this one does. His character early on in the film describes the movement of a spider when he was a baby. He can remember when he was like 2 years old in his crib, and the ending of this movie really touches on that strongly. Where a man, this movie is in such a way a man trying to overcome his own fears, and once he's able to do that, he can actually move on, because and it's very profound. I don't want to make these analysis videos too much about spoiling or telling you what's going on in the movie. I want you just to experience it for yourself, but this is definitely a movie about redemption, overcoming fear, and from what I took from this movie is, as the main character is overcoming his fear, I actually learned to overcome my fear with the absurdity that was on screen. So definitely check this movie out. This is one of my all-time favorites, and I can guarantee you it'll probably become one of your all-time favorites. Yeah, so thank you very much. Bye-bye.